What is good, YouTube? Let's get into it, man. We're going to get right to the meat and potatoes. We're going to talk about Black Ops 7 and what has transpired the last couple days. Some new news that's came out in regards to some of the changes that Call of Duty Activision is doing to Black Ops 7. And my opinions on it. So, first off, it's kind of ironic that they decided to go ahead and do, an announcement after their pre-order sales have been pretty bad, all things considered, when you compare it to other Call of Duties and just Call of Duty in general historically, especially with it trailing majority of the time behind Black Ops 6 or Battlefield 6, Battlefield 6 and pre-orders for a cool minute now. And so that's for special editions and base editions. Call of Duty has been trailing behind. So I just want to get my opinion about it and kind of my opinion about the changes that they announced. And kind of does that change things for me, where I'm at mentally with Black Ops 7, what my expectations, if they've changed. So first and foremost, it's kind of ironic, like I said, that, these changes are happening when the pre-orders are behind 2K, FIFA, and Battlefield 6 for a good majority of the time after they had their little, showcase at Gamescom. Usually that ain't the case for Black Ops or Call of Duty in general. Once they announce it, it goes straight up to the top. And that hadn't been the case. And that's not just for Steam. That's also for PlayStation as well. So for me, that's telling right there that people are not falling for the same BS that they have in previous years. No matter what people want to tell you, well, it's COD, no, they're done with that shit. They're sick and tired of the bait and switch tactics and the blind eye and ear to what the community has been saying, and Call of Duty continuing to do what they want to do and not what the consumers want to do. People are done with it. They're sick and tired of it. They're not putting up with it anymore. And that's just that. And it's showing. This is not like last year, the year before, where people complained about it, but yet it was still number one. Black Ops 7 is in a serious situation right now where it is actually not doing well. And even the casuals and regular and general players, casuals, are not putting up with it either. Because you're not just dealing with costumes and stuff. And my thing is, I don't mind costumes as long as you still incorporate realistic operator skins as well for people to buy. And you don't go crazy and start making farting unicorns. Like that kind of shit is what's crazy. Pop in, a TMNT every now and then. I don't mind it. But when that's all you do and you get more extreme and more extreme and more extreme every month when you come out with another season, that's when it comes to be like, okay, well, damn, like how much farther you want to go? Because at this point, you're literally just Fortnite 2.0. That's what you are. So for me, them changing and saying, hey, we're going to stay closer to the Black Ops theme and all that stuff, y'all got to remember, man, a lot of these contracts are done years in advance. It ain't like they can just switch, say, oh, well, we're gonna back out of the contract. They still got an obligation to pay them people that money to be able to even have the characters in there. And I'm pretty sure that they're not about to sit there and make these contract deals to just go back and not try to recoup some of that money back. Let's just be honest. Right? It's just not gonna happen. And the fact that they came out after people have been wanting the pick 10 system for so long, and to say, I don't think that that's the best. It's not about what you think is best. It's about what the consumers want. So for you to sit here and think that, and that's the reason why when the consumers are telling you they want a pick 10 system back in Call of Duty, that's just crazy right there. That just lets me know right then and there you are disconnected. So you doing these changes with operator skins doesn't mean anything. When are you going to address the fundamental issues with COD? Servers, improving the servers, at least getting 60 tick rate servers up on there. When are you going to start readdressing SBMM? I get it. SBMM is a thing. But do you realize there's ways and methods to go about SBMM to where it's not like it is right now? At this point, it's so overreactive to situations that it's just no longer fun anymore. Like, your engagement with the game, you have one good game or two good games. Then all of a sudden they put you in a lobby with a whole bunch of other people. And my thing is, you need to have a balance. You had SBMM in older Call of Duties and nobody really complained about it. You know why? Because it was practical. Because right now what you're doing and your excuse of why you have SBMM the way that you do is not what you think. For one, it's doing the exact opposite with player engagement. And you trying to appease new people in hopes that they stay in, it's not working the way you think it is. At the end of the day, your retention rate continues to get worse and worse and worse after every Call of Duty. I don't care what it sells off initially. You are a live service game that is there to keep people engaged throughout the year. And you can't even do that for 5 months out of that year that it releases. You can't do it. And it shows. You can't make a Call of Duty last 2 years. You can't do it. That's why you come out with them every year. Because the games fundamentally are not good enough to be able to get by without making a Call of Duty every year. That is insane. That's not okay. You are a multi-billion-dollar company. And you're telling me you can't even invest in servers at the very least? Better servers? And the fact that Microsoft owns Azure, you're not even willing to put them on those servers that are better than what they're using right now at Amazon? And the fact that if the rumors are true, that Microsoft offered for Activision to use their servers and Activision said no, and Microsoft was just like, oh, that's okay. No, you bought them. You have the last say so. If you see a decline in player engagement, people are complaining about how the servers are, the game is unstable. It's a task just to try to get a group of your friends together to play in a lobby without them getting kicked randomly. How about you get rid of lobby disbandment? How about that? Get rid of that. Black Ops Battlefield 6 needs to get rid of that shit too, because they have it as well. I do not understand that. People can choose to leave a lobby if they no longer want to be a part of the lobby. You don't need to make that decision for them. You don't need to do it. It's just crazy. So yeah, okay, cool. You're doing away with quote unquote operators, but anybody looked at the Vault Edition lately? Look at those operators. Now, are they the most egregious operator skins? No. No, they're not. But what about during the game's release? When you come out with Season 1, Season 2. I mean, it is practical for them to actually redo a lot of these operators and go to the scrapboard because, I mean, they use AI. AI is doing majority of the work for them. They got rid of 9,000 employees and replaced them with AI. So they can use AI to replace a lot of the operators they may have already had ready to go in the store and stuff like that. I mean, they could do it. But are they really going to do it? Because you know they got contracts just like Black Ops 6. And they said the exact same thing for Black Ops 6. Sticking to the core roots of the Black Ops series, and we see how that went. Farting unicorns, chameleons, Beavis and Butthead. That ain't sticking to the core aesthetic of Black Ops 6 or the Black Ops series. So why should I believe you when you talk about Black Ops 7 all of a sudden? Why? I shouldn't. I have no confidence and no faith or no reason to expect you're really going to change for the better. Now, I get that they said they have more changes as well from our feedback when we ain't even had the beta yet. The beta don't come out until September. They barely got a month to actually make corrections if they really want to listen to the consumers after the feedback from the beta. That ain't enough time to put that shit in there and implement the changes that they may need to do if they really care. Most of the fundamentals of that game and the systems are going to stay intact no matter how much us as consumers don't want them or don't like them. Whether that's the UI, whatever it may be. At this point, man, I honestly just hope that when I play this beta, that the maps are at least good. At least good. Because some people are like, well, at least I'm getting, 3 maps that are good from previous Black Ops series. You telling me they can't make any good new maps anymore when they know what the fans want because they keep bringing them back every Call of Duty, whether it's from Infinity Ward classic maps or Black Ops classic maps. They keep bringing them back. So if you know that people want them, why don't you design maps around that style? You're not out here trying to make a freaking Battlefield map for the multiplayer. You ain't got to worry about no big ass map like that. Quit trying to do it. You're making stuff more difficult than it needs to be. But we got so many of these Xbox community and just COD fans in general that are so complacent, so content, and just saying, well, it is what it is. Let's give it a try. Like, what are we doing? If you yourself are not playing the game anymore because you no longer enjoy it, why are you defending it? Why are you defending it? Because if you really didn't care, then why did you stop playing it to begin with? You should have never said, oh, well, it just ain't it for me. Because you have no expectation. You don't care. But yet you're still defending it. So clearly you care. But yet you don't even play it. And it's a lot of motherfuckers like that. It's a lot of them. It's crazy. It's like, for y'all would have thought y'all are getting paid from Xbox or Call of Duty as much as y'all defend. Just keep it a buck, man. Stop the bullshit. You could be a fan of a game and be critical. Because if you don't become critical and you're complacent, guess what happens? What's currently happened with Call of Duty. Until y'all motherfuckers start actually speaking up and talking about it and actually having a serious conversation and quit saying, well, it just is what it is, they're going to continue to do it. If it wasn't for the people that make YouTube videos and on social media talking about this stuff, making people aware of what's really going on with Call of Duty, guess what? The changes wouldn't have happened. If there wasn't enough people that was like, I'm sick and tired of this, I'm not pre-ordering it, and the numbers didn't reflect what's currently going on right now, they wouldn't have done it. Because they're all about the almighty dollar. But clearly there was enough people for them to say, whoa, hold up, wait a minute. Pre-orders ain't where they supposed to be. Because we know Xbox dudes ain't going to pre-order shit. They got Game Pass. They ain't going to do it. But they'll defend it like they're willing to put that money up. But they ain't willing to put that money up. It's only good enough for being in Game Pass. It's never good enough for them to buy it. That's the hypocrisy. You defend like you're getting paid by them, but the game is so great, but you wouldn't even really buy it, even willing to buy it if it's on sale. Sure, there's some that may do it, yeah, but majority of y'all ain't. That's the problem. People can be critical about a series and still play it. But y'all don't play it and still defend it and not critical about shit. But you say, I stopped playing it because they ain't doing what I want them to do. That's what's crazy to me. But yet you got something to say all the time. And it's not just one person, it's multiple people. It's the community as a whole. And those that I fuck with that's in the group chat, you know who you are. And the boot fits, so you need to wear it. Because you one of those people I'm talking about. Let's keep it 100 and keep it a buck. Nobody's talking about Battlefield 6 selling more than Black Ops. But would I be surprised if it did this year? No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't. I wouldn't. Do I expect it? No, but I also wouldn't be surprised. But y'all are just like, it's just too big to fail. There is no game out here in this world that is too big to fail. Even GTA can fail. Let them mess up. Even if Take-Two is their own worst enemy, and they're the ones that's the biggest detriment to themselves, they can fail. Call of Duty's no different. We got Arc Raiders coming out, Borderlands 4, BF6, GTA coming out, hopefully, in May, like they said, and they stick to it, right? Call of Duty ain't got time to be sitting here doing the same crap like, oh, they'll complain, but they'll still buy it. Because I ain't buying it. I ain't buying it. I didn't buy Black Ops 6. I'm not buying it. I will play it on Game Pass, on PC. I will give it a try when the beta comes out. If that beta is trash and I don't like it, in between the beta and to when it officially releases, they don't make changes for the better, guess what? I won't be playing it near as much. I will be playing Battlefield 6 as my main first-person shooter, which has never been the case. Never. Call of Duty has been day one since I've been gaming on the Xbox during the OG Xbox, even in the Xbox 360 when they finally introduced it to the system on console. This will be the first time that Battlefield 6 or Battlefield in general is the main FPS shooter that I play year in and year out. Because at this point, why continue to invest that much time that I used to in a company that ignores but knows that they're a problem, but they ignore it even though they say we're here for the consumers. You know what's funny? You know what they remind me of? They remind me of Xbox. When Phil Spencer says, we hear you, we're going to do it, and then they keep messing up on the same thing every time. It's just corporate speak. And people are tired of it. They are tired of it. They're sick and tired of the corporate speak. They know just as well as we do now. It took them a while, but enough of them realize that you can't go off of that. You can't just go off of their word, which you should never anyway. You should never go off of corporation's word. Ever. But now it's enough of them saying, no, we ain't falling for that no more. Right now, Black Ops 7 was ahead in pre-orders for like a day or so. And guess what's back ahead of it? Battlefield 6 Special Edition. $100 edition. Black Ops is struggling to maintain pre-orders. And on top of that, it hasn't even been number one yet since the announcement. Tell me when's the last time you've seen a Call of Duty game not go number one on pre-orders? It's been a minute. It's been a minute. But here we are. So yeah, people are starting to catch on, even the casuals. Because guess what? Casuals' opinions and their involvement in games change as well. And to say that casuals don't care, that's kind of crazy. Me, if I was a casual, I would kind of take offense to it because you're pretty much saying I'll just accept whatever. No, my time ain't free. I need to know that Activision or even Battlefield, whatever, right? If a community is saying there's an issue with certain things, that you address those issues, you talk about it, you don't run away from it. SBM does need a re-overhauling. The way that BF6 SBMM is working right now is the way that it should be. That's how it should be. That is more practical. Yeah, you take skill into consideration, but it's one of the last things, if not the last thing, that you consider. You prioritize connection first and foremost. Because what's the point of spending all this money on having good internet to try to have the best experience you can if you don't even get in lobbies to take advantage of that internet? So at the end of the day, we'll see what happens. It's really interesting that they decided to go back on the operator skins. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see once these seasons start hitting and what contracts you already had in play. We'll see. We'll see if you really do that. Because me personally, I don't see it. Maybe for the next couple series, maybe. Maybe you might be able to. But right now, nah, you ain't. You ain't gonna do it. But all right, folks, man, that's all I got to say for today. Y'all have a good one. Appreciate y'all checking this out. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. And I'm out.